Creating test questions from scratch can be a difficult challenge for any subject. However, building a test in Blackboard is a simple process. It can seem overwhelming at first because of all the options. So in this tutorial, we will create a basic multiple-choice test to introduce the process. First, log into Blackboard. Enter your training template. Next, go to Course Content and choose Week 1. At the top of the page, you should see a small gray box labeled Assessments. Place your cursor over this label and select Test from the drop-down menu that appears. If you had created a test with a tool outside of Blackboard, or uploaded a test from another course, you would select it from the menu on this page. However, you are going to create a test from scratch, so just click the gray Create button next to Create a New Test. The next page contains a Name section and two text boxes labeled Description and Instructions. Give your test a name and description. For this tutorial, we will just name the test Week 1 Test and fill in the two boxes in the same way. When finished, click Submit. You should arrive at a page labeled Test Canvas Week 1 Test. This is where you will build questions and assign points for your questions. Move your cursor over the gray box labeled Create Question. A drop-down menu appears with over a dozen different question options. Don't panic. Remember, for this tutorial we are only building multiple-choice questions. Select Multiple Choice from the drop-down menu. Do not click Multiple Answer, as this is a different kind of question and involves your test takers selecting multiple answers to a single question. It's not what we want right now. Once you have selected multiple choice, you will see a new page filled with tools and text boxes. First, give your question a name. This may be anything from labeling the section of a chapter or just identifying the question as number 1. We will name our first question, Question 1. Next, we must create a question. Since this is a tutorial, we'll ask an obvious question. Why are fire trucks red? Under Options, next to Answer Numbering, select Arabic numerals. This will change our answer choices to 1 through 4. Under Answers, next to Number of Answers, you may change the number of potential answers for your question. The default is set to 4. You can leave this number alone for now. Further down the page, each answer option for your question has a text box where you insert possible answer choices. Type a potential answer in each box, then identify the correct answer by clicking the small radio button next to it. Section 4 deals with feedback. This will appear to your students based on their answer choices. You can tailor feedback responses for both correct and incorrect answer choices. Students appreciate feedback, but is not required to make a test in Blackboard. Section 5, Categories and Keywords, are options for labeling your question so you can find it easier later, if you plan to reuse it in another test. For now, ignore these options. The final section, Section 6, is for Instructor Notes. These are your notes to self. Ignore them for now. Now you have a question for your test. Click Submit. You will be directed back to the test canvas. Notice that your new question has a number next to it off to the right. This is the point value for that question. Create 4 more multiple-choice questions for your test. Once you have created all 5 questions, click the small gray box at the bottom right-hand corner of the test canvas labeled OK. Now the test you designed is in the list in the test menu on the Create Test page. Select it and click Submit. Now you are directed to the Test Options page. This page contains all of the tools and options you need to set various parameters for the test-taking process. The name and description sections are already filled in. You wrote them when you created the test. You can change them if you want. This would be a good time to give your students directions for your test. Make sure the Yes option next to the Open Test in New Window is selected. Proceed to Section 2, Test Availability. If your test takers are going to take the test, then it must be marked available. Make sure that the Yes option next to Make Link Available is selected. This will allow your test takers to see the test. The next few options allow you to inform your test takers of the limitations on time and date durations. You can leave these alone for now, but be sure to play with them later. Section 3, labeled Due Date, allows you to set a final deadline for when this test must be finished. You can leave this blank for now. Under Section 4, Self-Assessment Options, make sure the option for the test to be included in the Grade Center calculations has been selected. You want the test to be included in your test taker's overall grades. Section 5, Test Feedback, allows you to select what sort of information to display for your test takers once the test has been completed. For example, if you added feedback to your questions, you want to make sure that the box next to feedback is selected so your test takers will see it. Section 6, Test Preparation, gives you the options to show questions either all at once or one by one. You may restrict your test takers from backtracking, but for now, let's just allow them to see all the questions at once. This should be the default setting, so you don't need to change anything. Always make sure that the test options are set the way you want before clicking Submit. Tests may be edited later, but it is easy to overlook certain settings until it is too late and your test takers are already interacting with the test. Click Submit when you are finished. The final step is to drag the test above the Summary and Next Steps section of your Week 1. That's it. Your test is ready to go. Be sure to take it so that you can see if it's functioning the way you want. Now that we have shown you how to make a basic multiple choice test, be sure to try out all of the other test options within Blackboard. You can make any kind of test that you can imagine.